Welcome to Mind Your Heart podcast, your favorite corner of the internet where we chat about all things mental health. I'm Emily.
And I'm Trina. Together, we're like your real-life Lorelai and Rory Gilmore. Each week, we'll bring you real conversations about the world of mental health, and we will peel back layers on topics like anxiety, depression, and much more.
We're here to chat with you about the tough stuff, the everyday stuff, and everything in between. So grab your emotional support water bottle, I know we have ours, find your comfiest chair, or keep your eyes on the road, and let's get into it. Are you ready, Mom?
Absolutely. Join us as we mind our hearts and hopefully make minding yours a little easier. Hi.
Hi. I needed a drink from my emotional support water bottle.
So today we are talking about, I found these, I was actually scrolling along on social media, and it was something that wasn't upsetting for once. It's basically connecting with your teen, but in this case, it's connecting with your adult child, or could even be connecting with your child. I think you could use this in any way. It's more like connection kinds of questions, which I think is pretty cool. It's 25 different ones. And so we're going to do it like rapid fire. I'm trying to find the author.
So are you asking me these questions, or is it
we're going to ask, we're going to both answer, but okay. I'll just tell the question. Aslan Amin, who is parenting single mom lifestyle person. So I definitely want to give her.
Well, we can link the questions below.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So what's been the highlight of your day today? And maybe you even want to say the highlight of the month, or the highlight of the year, or highlight of anything, but it's a rapid fire. So. Just a highlight moment
of 2025, or of the year. You mean like just a year from today?
Whenever.
Okay. Well,
or even today. It could be just today.
Okay, well, the highlight, I don't know. I can't do these rapid fire. I'm too slow. I need time to think, and I elaborate.
Well,
you go first.
All right, because we've got 25 questions, so we can't do like a super long story. Well, just a quick highlight that comes to my mind. Well, it is going wedding dress shopping with you. Like that was a highlight for me.
Yeah.
That's the most recent one that I remember.
Yeah. I mean, I would say getting engaged, going wedding dress shopping with you, getting to like book some vendors, meeting new people recently. I've met some like new people that I'm like working with, but also like becoming friends with. So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. And then you would probably not, if you're going to use some of these questions to make connections with family members or friends, you probably don't want to do it rapid fire. You probably want to give them a chance to respond.
Probably do want to elaborate. Yeah.
You wanted them to be able to like share. Anyway, is there something you're looking forward to this week?
This week, I probably will go to Pilates this week, and I've been really enjoying doing that. So
that's cool.
Yeah, looking forward to that. I don't really have any plans. Maybe booking our photographer and videographer. I'm excited to get that like checked off.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Yeah. I think for me, I'm meeting with a children's book author.
Cool.
ABC. Yeah. It's ABC Books. I think that's what it's called. They publish. I've been in touch with her publishing company. So she just put out these adorable nonfiction, beautiful photo books for kids about the national parks. And she's like, I'd like to send you a copy. She'd like to send them to me, which Kobe Yamada, which is one of my favorite children's books writers, has sent me books, and I have gotten to do reviews and stuff. And so they're going to send that. And I'm like, I have some STEM ideas for this. I'm like, it would be really cool to do some challenges based on saving the national parks, because that's an issue that we have to talk about right now in this time. Yeah. So I'm meeting with her this weekend. I'm excited about that.
Cool. Yeah, that'll be. So when is that?
Wednesday.
Okay. Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah. What's something that made you laugh recently?
At dinner on Thursday, Jake started doing Austin Powers impression,
Oh God.
Dr. Evil, and it made me laugh because he does the voice so spot on.
Oh my gosh. That's funny. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. My friend Alexis makes me laugh a lot. So it's probably something to do with her and
Yeah.
her sarcasticness, but I can't think off the top of my head what it is. I'd have to go scrolling through my phone and then I'm sure I would remember.
Oh, Jake and I also did
Oh, I know. I got it.
the trend where you like the person like makes the face and then the other person does the sound. Have you seen that?
No.
We did that and that was very funny. I'm gonna post that so
Okay,
you'll see
that'll
it.
be fun. All
Yeah.
right, so now I know. So Alexis and I have this running joke with each other where we send each other AI pictures of home and like tiny houses, and we're like, look at these stairs because the nothing is something is off in the
Yeah.
AI picture every time,
Mhm.
and the stairs will like lead up to nothing, or they'll lead up to a door, or they'll have this giant gap at the like the stairs won't be evenly proportioned. It'll be like a really huge
Yeah.
step and then tiny steps and then tiny and then a huge step. And so we'll be like, there's no railing upstairs. And you're like, well, hopefully no one falls off and dies, and
Yeah.
falls onto the coffee table.
Yeah.
So we've been like making that joke for over a month now, and that's been fun. All right. If you could visit any place in the world, where would it be and why?
Well, Europe, like somewhere in Europe, and that's probably where we're going like for our honeymoon. So,
Really?
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we're thinking about like going to like Paris and like Rome and see. Yeah,
Cool.
so we're doing a lot of credit card hacking right now, so that way we can get like points and stuff, and
Uh-huh.
um, it is working well. So
Cool.
we're planning on like trying to figure that out and see like basically if we could pay for it with the points that we get because I mean like it's easy to get
Yeah.
points on these cards when like we're spending like large chunks of money at
Yeah.
once. So, um yeah, I want to go to Europe. I want to see like those different places. And
Yeah, that's cool.
we were talking about it last night and I was like like Jake mentioned it just like kind of in passing because he was telling me something about the cards and he was like I figured like like we'll stay like maybe in Paris one day and I was like oh that's so cool like I
Yeah.
just got really excited and
Oh, I
giddy.
have the travel books. Then you can borrow them when I'm finished.
Yeah.
And I'll be finished in July because I was going to say my place is Ireland and we're going to Ireland in July and then we're going to London and Paris. So I'm very excited about that.
Oh, so
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I've always wanted to go to Ireland and I have lived in England, but I've never been to Paris and I'm excited about that too. I've been
Mhm.
studying French for 742 days straight. I have a
Mhm.
742-day streak. Isn't that
Wow.
crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm fighting Alzheimer's.
I need to practice my Spanish because I think that's like the primary language in Peru. I'm going to
Oh,
Peru
okay.
in
I was like,
May.
you said you were going to Europe, but okay.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
When I go to Peru in May, I'm like their stuff is in Spanish. So,
All right. So the next question you could ask would be to your teenager. What's the most challenging part of being a teenager for you? So let's do our age. What's the most challenging part of being a 25-year-old? Because
um,
by this point, you'll be 25.
yeah.
Happy birthday.
I think that it's probably the fact that people my age are all over the spectrum. Like there are people who are 25 and who act like they're 13, and then there are people who are 25 and like have children and like are mature and like care about like working on themselves and stuff. But normally those people are not actually 25. They're normally older than I am.
Mhm.
So, it's like it's a weird thing to when like you're figuring out your community. I like feel like I've finally gotten to the point just probably this past year where I have found like my people. But I think that that's really difficult just in your 20s in general because it's hard to find and we've now like created a society of like all digital things. So like meeting people in real life is like a little more uncomfortable and awkward. And it's just like not as natural. So like it takes extra effort, especially if you're an introvert, which I am. So I think that's probably the hardest thing. And honestly, I think if you asked any other person in their 20s that they would say something similar.
Interesting. It's funny because you guys kind of grew up with online.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that that feels like a deterrent at this point because I'm the opposite. Well, my challenge at 53, I'll still be 53 when this comes out, almost 54. But is like getting old is a I remember my grandmother was like, "You're not gonna like it, Trina girl." That's what she used to call me, Trina girl. And I think of her so much. I'm like, "You're right, grandmother." And it's not, I mean, I think it's partly your body, like watching your body change.
Yeah.
Um, your skin, your hair, your bones. Um, so that is hard. And then like it was at any time in my life when my body changed, like
Yeah.
when I was pregnant and when things that major things that happen to you that you are like, ugh.
Yeah.
So but it's
Well, and
also like
also we live in a world where aging is looked at as like a bad thing.
negative. Yeah, a
Yeah.
negative thing. Um it's this more that like I can't remember things as well. Like I'm not as fast as I used to be. My brain used to work so fast. And people would get frustrated because they couldn't keep up. And now I'm like, I feel like that. So that's hard. I actually like the digital part because I've met so many like really wonderful people that I have become friends with online.
Yeah.
And I have like three to four groups of people that I meet with every week.
Yeah.
And so that's I mean like that's how they live all over the place. They don't live where I live. So they
Yeah.
live all over. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
All right. Who is your role model and what qualities do you admire in them?
I don't think I would say one specific person. Like I think I like admire different things about different people. Like I would say you like are a role model for me, like in the way of like unconditional love and like strength and like courage. My friend Grace is like such a good example of like loving people like Jesus. Like she is kind, like the kindest person ever. So like I think in that way, like my friend Dakota is like so smart. Like it's I'm like, "Oh my gosh, like she knows these things." And I'm like, "Whoa." Like I think my friends, like the people that I'm close with, like are role models for me. Um I think people like Mick Zazon, like I think the way that she shows up like online and is honest and vulnerable and like true to herself, like even throughout things that have like been devastating for her, like that is a good example to me. Like Spencer Barbosa, like I love how she's honest about how she feels about her body, and like she shows up and um is like her true authentic self, like despite what people say. And like so people like that, like I would say like it's not just one person, like it's multiple my friend Teresa, I'm like she has like such a good outlook on like your mindset and like a different way of thinking about things that like sometimes I forget or like wouldn't have known if I didn't know her. Like just the
Yeah.
people that I surround myself with, like I feel like are the people that
Yeah.
are my role models.
No, I agree because when you were saying that, of course, at first I thought of like professionally, and
Mm,
I'm like, oh, Sir Ken Robinson, who was really big in he was British, but he was really big in children like learning
mhm.
and feeling like we need to do something differently, and that focusing on the element where people are passionate and they can use that to make a living, like when
Yeah,
you have found that your element. um and then like Amy Porterfield, I have always been a huge fan of her. Love her. I love her honesty and vulnerability and her
yeah,
work ethic. But then like you as well, like you've been a role model for me too. You've reminded, you're such an example of grace and love and God. Like your faith is so strong and it's always been like a pillar for me. even you and Jake together, like your love and your commitment to each other, and the way that you respond to each other, and then like I've never seen love like that before. And even Jackson and his way of just like trying to figure new things out and being persistent, and his emotional intelligence. I'm always like in awe at some of the things that he comes up with.
Yeah.
And then even like my mom and Steve, as far as like she always can find the silver lining,
Yeah.
and that is very hard for me.
That's true.
And when she can't find it, it's like, oh my gosh, I feel kind of shaken, because
Yeah.
she's like always been able to be like, it's, positive Polly.
Yeah.
And Steve's so smart, and he's got so much advice to give, and he's just quirky and funny. And
Yeah.
so that, and then my brother, who I have looked up to for a long time, and his creativity, and I just think I think he's so smart. And yeah. So there's a lot of people, my friends, I've got a lot of friends that I feel that way about. They that, show me different perspectives and help me to see different things. And yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
All right. So that was not a rapid fire. If you could learn any skill or hobby, what would it be?
Well, I really wanted to learn how to rollerblade, but I just don't have the like no fear anymore now that I'm not a child.
Mhm.
So maybe that, but I got roller skates recently. I do know how to do that enough to where I can like stand up and not feel like I'm gonna die, but I'm still not a pro. So maybe I that would be my goal. Roller skating and
Yeah.
rollerblading.
Roller skating. Yeah. I like that. I would like to, I mean, this doesn't sound fun to me, but it would be something that would be beneficial to me if I actually learned more about photography. If I
Hmm.
actually understood more about photography, that would be better. What I like to do is like interior decorating
Yeah.
and woodworking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What's your favorite memory from when you were younger?
Hmm. I don't know. Whenever somebody asks me that question, it's hard for me to just think on the spot because I'm
Yeah.
like, what,
Yeah.
like,
And what context?
yeah,
And
I'm like, what
yeah.
kind of memory are we talking about? Because I'm like, the the thing that just popped into my head now was the Christmas where I got Hannah Montana tickets. Like I was so excited and that was like such an elaborate thing like planned by like you and dad. And like the way like it was whatever and then like we got to go like that was so fun and like I just remember being like emotional like so like that would probably be one of my favorite things because I was like it was the first time I experienced a real concert and I remember like crying.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I
You
was like,
did.
"Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, like this is so cool." So, yeah, probably that experience overall would be something I would say.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, that's hard for me too. The thing that came to my mind first was like playing in the playroom at my grandmother's house.
Mm.
Um, and so that's what, and like playing with decks, and we would pretend like we were Swiss Family Robinson out in this tree that she had in her backyard. And yeah, so that's what comes to my mind when I first think about it, but I'd have to think more on it as
Yeah, I
well.
feel like there's also not just like one.
Yeah.
There's m multiple.
All right. What's a book, movie, or song that has significantly impacted impacted you? That's not how they worded it, but I'm just going to go with it. Had a significant impact on you.
Impacted me?
Yeah.
I thought you were just gonna ask my favorite book, movie, or song.
Well, you could do that.
Um, well, they're different for each
Yeah.
one. Like I'm like
No. Yeah.
book wise, um, The Summer I Turned Pretty is like my favorite series. Like it just makes me feel good and I loved reading it. And it was probably like my first like books back when I got back into reading that like made me love reading again.
Mhm.
So that even though that's a little bit silly because it's not like anything like important, but like it
Oh, yeah.
felt
It's not the
important.
Bible,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Um,
which would probably have a significant played a significant impact on you.
yeah.
But yeah.
Song wise, I mean, Oh, there's so many.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
I can't pick just one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think that's good. Um, I would, I mean, like when I first think of the first book that I think of that like really the book that I loved more than anything was Little Women.
Mm,
But the book that has really like made me understand like people's perspectives and being like how could we behave in certain ways have been like these historical fiction books that I've been reading by Kristen Hanna and The Four Winds and The Nightingale was so it's like
yeah.
wow. So those have had an impact on me.
Yeah. That's a question I'd have to think on.
Yeah, me too. I feel like I would need more
I need
content.
to like research
Yeah,
a little bit.
I agree. I feel like yeah, I definitely and then like movie that I could go, there's like so many.
Yeah.
So
The first one that came to mind with movie was the Barbie movie. I
mm,
loved the Barbie movie and also Wicked recently
yeah, that was good.
because they
I
all had like intentional like meaning.
messages. Yeah.
Yeah,
I felt
like
that kind of well that way about The Greatest Showman. I really liked that.
yeah, I like
Um
Greatest Showman too.
and The Dark Knight Rises was one that like
Mm,
had an
that was
impact for
good.
lots of reasons though
Yeah,
because not only the message but the like all the thing that went around it and there was a mass
yeah,
shooting and then the
yeah,
lights going out and Jackson being terrified and yeah
yeah.
so all right, what's something you wish you could change about the world? Oof, we don't have all the time for
I
that.
was gonna say I don't have a short answer for that.
Yeah, kindness, practice kindness and love,
Yeah, I'll give that
acceptance.
answer. That's the general
Yeah,
consensus. So yeah,
accept people when they're even when they're different than you are.
yeah.
So if you could give advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Probably I guess like not to care so much, just in general, because I feel like that is one of the things like because I'm thinking more like when I was a teenager, like from like I don't know 11 to 19, I like just cared about everything, and like I think caring about things is important, but
Yeah,
I also think that like sometimes you just have to be like, I don't care. Like,
yeah,
I don't care how I look. I don't care what other people think. I don't like just being more like, okay, like it is what it is. Like, I feel like that would be something that I'd be like, you waste so much energy, so much time on caring about every little thing, and you don't need to do that.
yeah. I would definitely tell myself to get out of my own way.
Mm, yeah, that's good.
What's a recent accomplishment you're proud of?
Recent accomplishment. I don't know. I'm like, I haven't accomplished anything. Uh, um, I don't know, like just working with my clients, I guess, like signing another client, like signing on to another project, like those things I'm proud of. I mean, like working through the things that are going on, like in therapy. Like, I mean, even like when Jake and I like were working in couples counseling, like things like that that we've like overcome like certain like barriers or things that we were struggling with, like those feel like really important accomplishments
Absolutely.
to
Absolutely.
overcome. So like stuff like that.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, mindset stuff that I've been
Yeah.
doing with Teresa, like
Yeah.
learning to forgive myself
Mm-hmm.
and like myself.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, how do you like to relax and unwind when you're feeling stressed?
Um, well, I like to do nothing. Um, um, or take a gummy and then watch a show. Wax my eyebrow or pluck my eyebrow, like self-care stuff.
Self-care, yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like work out. I mean, that's how I relax. Like it's what brings me
Mm,
like peace and calmness
that
is
does not sound relaxing to me.
yeah. I get on the Peloton and within 10 minutes I'm already like I feel better. I feel like I can breathe.
Yeah.
Um and also lifting weights, like getting stronger, especially at this age. This is probably the strongest I've ever been, like lifting as far as like weights that I can lift.
Yeah.
I wasn't like in shock that yesterday I was doing the tricep machine, which I don't do very often. I mean, I didn't used to do it, but like it's up to what was it, 70 pounds? I'm like, I thought that was a lot. And
Yeah.
then like I can curl a 30 pound, 30 pounds. And that I'm like, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, I also like to watch TV. Like I have become a TV person and I like to listen to podcasts a lot. I listen to podcasts all day long and music. Okay. What do you appreciate most about your family?
A lot. I think there's a lot. It's also different per person, I would
Yeah.
say, because everybody has like different things that they like offer and in their personality and who they are. Um, if I was gonna say for you, like I appreciate the way that you show up. I appreciate the way that you love me. Like I appreciate the things that like you've sacrificed over like my life. Like there's a lot, there's just so much. Like I could just go on and on. Like if I was talking about Jackson, like I appreciate his humor. Like that's something
Yeah.
that I love
It's funny.
about him. Like he's so funny. I like Nanny, like I appreciate the way that like she just loves so hard and like she is like always believed that like I could be a superhero basically.
Yeah.
Like yeah, I feel like it would depend per
Yeah.
person.
Yeah. I agree. I think, yeah, I mean, I've told you before that I felt like you changed my life. And and you drew me to God and made me want to be a better person. I wanted to be worthy of having you as a daughter. And so, and you also have been like such a cheerleader for me, a supporter. And I really always, I appreciate that so much. And yeah, with Jackson, Jackson is great about checking on me. Like he calls me very regularly, and like sometimes it's just like, "Hey mom, how's it going? Hey mom, how's it going?" That's what he always says. "How we doing today, mom?" And I'm like, "We're doing good, Jackson." And sometimes it's just for a few minutes. I love you too. Bye. That's it. Like it'll be that fast of a conversation. And sometimes he'll call me right before he knows I'm going to sleep to tell me good night and that he loves me. And yeah, and also I appreciate his insight. It's just so interesting to me how his brain works, and
Mhm.
he's so funny. Um, yeah, and then Nanny, like she has never given up on me. Like
Mhm.
she fights for me. Like she tries to protect me in the best way that she can.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah.
I I appreciate that. And
Yeah.
Steve, like I appreciate what he brings to our family too, and
Yeah.
how he loves us. And yeah.
Yeah.
And so Jake, and I'm just so thankful for Jake and Jake's steadiness and his love for you, and his and also I think he can be funny too.
For
Yeah.
sure.
And yeah. So I feel like I'm forgetting some people, but
Well, I didn't even name as many people. I didn't even name my own fiance, so
yeah.
I
Well, I
did
mean,
thank
yeah.
you for
And then like I think of a lot of my friends as family as well. Like
yeah,
my friend, Melanie and Alexis and Christy and
yeah.
Carrie. And yeah. All right, we could go on and on. Okay. Is there something you'd like to learn from me or know about my life when I was your age?
I don't know. I feel like I've asked you the things that I've wanted to know.
Yeah. I was a mess at your age. I
I
mean,
don't, yeah, I don't
I think I
know.
was just I'm not I guess I was graduating from college. Um and it took me forever because I changed my mind at the last minute. And I'm pretty sure around your age, I moved to Atlanta. I might have been moving to Atlanta at your age. Um, I graduated and then I rented a room in someone's house. And then dad and I broke up for the thousandth time. And I was like, I got to get out of here. Like,
Yeah.
I got to get out of here. And
Yeah.
so I moved to Atlanta and lived with my high school and college best friend. And we lived in a 1 bedroom apartment in Buckhead. We shared a bedroom. And because it was a very expensive part of Atlanta, but it was really pretty.
Yeah.
And yeah, we shared a room. And but it, you know, she was worked at as in a Nick in the NICU
Mm.
at Grady Hospital, which is a big hospital in Atlanta. And so she worked nights. So I
Mm.
like feel like, we were on totally different schedules.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was trying to figure myself out at your
Yeah.
age.
Yeah. Which
I
is
learned that I could survive without your dad. Um, that is one thing. Like I learned that when I was in Atlanta, but I love that I would never not love him.
mm.
I felt like I healed a lot that when I was there, but that I stopped trying to stop loving him. Like I was just going to love him for the rest of our lives,
Mm.
which I guess is still true. I mean, I don't, I'm not with him. I don't want to be with him, but I mean,
Yeah.
I love him. I think I'll just always love him.
Yeah.
All right. What's a goal you have for yourself in the next year?
To do less.
Mm,
I need to do less.
yeah.
According to also my counselor, she agrees with that.
I need to still get out of my own way.
Mm-hmm.
I need to figure my thing out. I also want to be really grateful for what I have been able to do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't want to give up on myself
Yeah.
or my dreams. So, if you could solve one global issue, what would it be and how would you do it?
Ugh, I don't have a simple answer for that.
Yeah, me either. We can skip that one.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Um,
One? I'd only have to choose one? There's so many global issues I'd want to fix.
yeah. It would be like, can we at least recognize some of them that are a
Mm.
global issue? I would start there. But anyway, what's a recent challenge you faced and how did you overcome it?
That feels like an interview question. They always ask that in an interview. Um, a recent
Well, we
challenge.
can skip that too. We can just give people the questions so they have them if they want them. And
Okay.
I think letting people skip questions when you're trying to connect with someone is also a
Yeah.
valid thing to know.
Okay.
What's something you'd like to do with our family that we haven't done yet? Oh, I know.
What?
I'd like to go skiing.
Yeah. That'll be fun. I'll take that answer too.
If you could have a superpower for a day, what would it be and how would you use it?
Teleportation. I would do that. And then I would like go visit a whole bunch of different like places.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to steal that too because I was going to say flight, but but I like teleporting better.
Yeah.
We're almost done. What's the best piece of advice you've received from someone recently? Make mistakes, make mistakes. That's mine.
um, I don't know that anyone's given me like specific advice and like that I can remember recently.
Mhm. You
Uh,
give you give me good advice. It's just not coming to my mind. What is coming to my mind is that song "Letting Go," where it talks about the trick is simply to surrender.
mhm.
And then at the end of the song, it's like make mistakes, make mistakes, make mistakes, and it keeps saying it, make mistakes, make mistakes. And I'm like, yeah, this is
Yeah.
good.
I think probably like me talking to my counselor and her being like, it's okay to not overanalyze everything and just to just be and to do less. Like, I keep saying that, but that was like a, oh, aha kind of moment for me.
Yeah. Um, what's the best memory you have of us spending time together?
Well, the wedding dress, that comes to my head. Like,
Yeah,
us doing that was just so, like, perfect.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was good. I like to think about when we used to watch Gilmore Girls together and when we used to watch
Or
The
when we watched,
Bachelor.
yeah, when we watched The Bachelor on that like pillow
Yeah, that pillow
that we
bed.
kept
Yeah.
there for like a week.
Forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you would give me the best foot massages in the world. Like I love that. Just laughing with you, coming to visit you at camp.
Yeah.
Um, oh, going to New York.
Oh
Our
yeah,
trip to
that's
New
a good one.
York. Yeah.
That's a good one.
When you were 16, that was so fun.
When I came and told you that I was engaged, that was like such a special like moment.
Yeah.
When I called you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, I loved when you came and told me in the hotel and we were jumping up and down.
Yeah.
Um, what do you think you're really good at and why do you enjoy it?
Um, I think I'm good at listening. I enjoy it because I think people want to feel heard and that I feel the same way and I enjoy being that person for others.
Yeah, you are good at that. Um, I think I'm really good at helping kids love to read.
True. That is true.
Um, what scares you most about the future?
I don't really know that I like feel fearful of the future. I just feel like it like yeah, I don't have fear surrounding the future. It's just it will be what it is. I
Yeah.
don't really want to have fear around the future.
No, I don't either. I don't want to either. And even if I start thinking about things that might, I don't want to be scared about that.
Yeah, I'm like that's I don't like that question.
So I don't have that. I don't have that either. What's the best thing? This is the last one. What's the best thing that has happened to you so far in your life?
I would say Jake, just like having him in my life and like being like my person, like my foundation and like building like a life with him.
Yeah. I say you and Jackson. You and Jackson definitely. They're the best part of my life.
Hmm.
I also feel, recently I was talking to my mastermind about like not putting pressure on you and not telling you that you were responsible for ending generational trauma. And my friend was like, wait. She's like, stop. She's like, you did that. And I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, you left.
Yeah.
She's like, that took a lot of courage and you stopped. And I didn't give myself, I've never given myself credit like that. And because I've always thought of it as such a sad thing that for everyone.
Hmm.
But but I don't think it was sad for everyone. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it was sad for everyone. But I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that coming out on the other side, we
Was
all
the best possible
yeah,
outcome. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I
I
agree.
mean, I it was important for was really important for me to like protect us and stand up for myself
Yeah.
and value myself enough to like stop.
Hmm.
And then, you know, obviously there's trauma around it and I hate that part of it. But
But that's just life.
yeah. Um Also really enjoyed graduating salutatorian from Full Sail when I was getting my master's. That was one of my favorite things.
That's cool.
All right. We
On
answered all
that note,
25.
yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Well, if you practice this, if you do this um with your child, with your parent, let us know how it goes. Does it make you feel more connected? I mean, I feel more connected.
Yeah, do.
Yeah. Well, we will see you in 2 weeks. Like, subscribe, follow along, leave us a review. And if you have questions, comments, thoughts, or emotions, put them in the comments below.
Bye.